There have been a lot of controversies surrounding Nick Kyrgios lately, and just when you think everything was about to settle down, things went even more downhill. He pleaded guilty to assault. Yes, you heard that right. The incident happened on January 10, 2021, and Chiara Passari reported it after 10 months. Now, in 2023, Nick has finally admitted that he did indeed push Passari as she claimed. Chiara said that the incident had been extremely traumatizing for her and resulted in weight loss, depression. She also seemed to have trouble developing romantic relationships, which is honestly quite understandable. Everything must have come as a shock to her. Sure, Nick is known to be rather hyper, but I doubt she thought he'd actually get physical with her. At least fans are on the same page too. Of course, they knew that Nick would probably find himself in a new controversy soon enough. He seems to thrive in those, honestly.
Ignored Fergus Murphy. Yeah. None, I think, is the answer.
But no one imagined that he would admit to an assault on his former girlfriend, even if it wasn't something drastic, even if she didn't get hurt. It still isn't something you'd want to associate with your favorite athlete. But here we are, and there's no turning back. Nick seems to feel guilty about the incident. Unlike most athletes who get caught in controversies like these, you can tell he's genuinely apologetic. But is that enough? What will happen to his career? How will the public react to this?
I think we've come with age and matured a little bit. I know I have, definitely.
Well, one thing is for sure. If Nick had to serve jail time, it would have tainted his image forever and basically eradicated all hopes of being one of the top tennis players. But he was able to avoid conviction. Good for him, I guess. Though it definitely wasn't that easy. And Nick definitely got a jump scare thinking he'll have to go to jail after all. You see, Nick first tried to argue for dismissal of the charge on the basis of his mental health, or lack thereof, but he withdrew his bid. After all, while he definitely wasn't in the right place, he doesn't have a significant depressive illness that would get him out of court charges. You just know he saw his life flash before his eyes at that moment.
And the underarm ace.
But his lawyer saved him from his fate. The lawyer said that Nick would face much more harm if he served jail time than a normal defendant would, which is true. Not only is his career on the line, but his future too. The media isn't good at letting these things go, and had the court made too much of a big deal out of this, the negative media attention would have been an added punishment. Not that it's going great right now. Even with the fact that Nick avoided conviction, they aren't keen on letting the man go. And while we're on the topic of avoiding conviction, Magistrate Beth Campbell agreed with the lawyer and let Nick go on the basis that not only was this a common assault, which is the lowest offense assault in Australia, but even for that, it was low level. Nick was let go with no legal punishment and no criminal record.
I'm just super happy. I don't even know how we're doing this or what's going on right now, to be brutally honest.
Still, he issued a public apology. He said that he hadn't meant to react like this. He was in a bad place, and he reacted without thinking in a way he regretted now. He wasn't fine. He wasn't okay. And Chiara was being persistent. Even on a good day, Nick is a bit aggressive. It's in his nature, and most of the time, he doesn't mean any harm with it. And honestly, maybe people shouldn't be so surprised he acted out in a situation like this. Nick stated that he was genuine for everything and that he hadn't meant to cause anyone pain, but now everything was said and done, and he can't change what happened. Instead, Nick stated that he wanted to put all this behind him and move on. And by this all, he doesn't only mean the incident with his girlfriend, he means everything else that has happened recently too. Falling into depression and letting it spiral out of control, pushing away his friends and family, and everything that has happened since. He wants to get over it and start anew. This is probably the best for him. The incident with his girlfriend showed just how bad things had gotten for him. Even if he isn't the gentlest man, he still cares about the people around him. But if you want to ignore that, we all know just how much he loves tennis and his career.
They want to hear from you, Nick. I've got to say thank you for bringing your spectacular brand of tennis to this Wimbledon final.
Assault is a good way to lose everything you've built yourself. Watch it crumble from your jail cell and all. But Nick won't do anything like that again. This isn't only because of his career. Sure, nearly losing it must have been really hard for the player, but even if it wasn't, the assault could easily be deemed a one-time thing, which is also a reason he avoided conviction. The incident had happened outside Kiara's apartment. Apparently, he was trying to leave in an Uber, but his former girlfriend had tried to stop him, even when he told her to leave him alone. She persisted and told him to calm down. In an impulsive and angry attack, he shoved her to the ground. Passari said that she had experienced knee pain and a scratch, but there was no significant bodily harm. Another reason Nick avoided jail time. Kiara was more affected by the incident mentally. Allegedly, this all happened after she had accused Nick of cheating.
Today I learned that apparently publishing personal text messages between someone who sent you something really abrasive and rude is more damaging to one's well-being and career.
Following this, she turned to alcohol and drugs. Then she moved cities and started a new life, just like Nick was trying to do now. Now the tennis player has learned his lesson, and he's in a much better place mentally than he was before. So it's very unlikely that something like this would ever happen again. But if it did, it would mean havoc for the tennis player. He definitely wouldn't be able to get off so easily on his second offense. Fans will not take it lying down, and it would overall be a frenzy that would probably leave Nick in a not-so-good place, both socially and mentally.
And then the crowd, it's been an amazing couple weeks for me personally.
But how would this affect his career? Honestly speaking, his career's going to be just fine. There have been athletes who have been charged guilty for much larger crimes and continued on with their careers like it was nothing. They play, they earn. People protest for a bit, and then they forget. Nick's crime was minor enough for it to be dismissed. The only reason he's going to get more negative media attention than normal is that he's already so controversial. But other than that, he's going to recover from his knee surgery, give another public and maybe private apology or two, promise it won't happen ever again, and continue on with his career and life that is. Right now, he's dating Kostine Hatzi, and they seem pretty happy with how their relationship is going.
Beautiful new girlfriend, Costine. Everyone in the world knows you're in love.
She's the one.
Shut up. She's the
I swear to God. I swear to God.
As for his ex, well, other than the dark times she fell into after the breakup, it looks like she's doing much better. After she moved to a new city, she found herself again. Now she's living and laughing like always, and is even closer to her family than she was ever before. Everything has been said and done, and both of these people are on their new paths. It's unlikely we'll see them share a headline again. So here you go, the story of how Nick pleaded guilty to assault, yet still avoided conviction. See you in the next one.